Yes, yes, I. Time is now. Call on the I self, primal light self. Yes, it is time again. This is a wake up call with Auset Aten. It is time to wake from our self ignorance. It is time for self knowing. And so I want to focus this time on liberation. Hail, hail to the I self, I one true self, primal self, I primal light self. Hail, hail, I the one truth, unmanifest, stillness. Yes, this is a wake up call with Auset. And so, join me in chanting this liberation from the sleeping, dreaming state. Liberation from this duality existence. Liberation from tyranny, from slavery. Liberation from this barbaric slavery system that we are being ruled and governed under. Liberation from duality. Liberation from this dream existence. Liberation from all sickness. Liberation from all poverty. Liberation from all crimes. Liberation from the sick, demented minds. Liberation. Liberation from all evil that stems from the sleeping, dreaming mind. Liberation. Liberation from all slavery. Liberation from this tyrannical rulership and all duality. Liberation. Liberation from this dream existence. Liberation from the sleeping, dreaming state. Liberation from all illusions, all delusions. Liberation. Liberation from false self-identity. Liberation. Liberation. I am calling this wake-up call. I am calling for liberation from this sleeping, dreaming state. I am calling for liberation for false imprisonment. I am calling for liberation from all debt that they are telling I owe them. I don't owe you no debt. You have been charging I falsely to stay inside of this dream. Liberation. I am liberated. I am free. I am liberated. I am free. I am calling for liberation from these crazy, delusional minds. Stop this madness. You all will not succeed in your evil plans. I am calling for liberation from all ignorance of the I self. Liberation from all tyranny and slavery. And I am addressing all those ego false selves. What are you doing? Please stop. We want no wars. We want to be liberated from your illegal laws that you have placed on I and I. I and I owe you nothing. You are falsely imprisoned inside of this dream. All this existence is I. All is I self. All I sleeping, dreaming self who are raging on attack on I and I. You will not be successful. I dissolve it. I am liberated from all your false charge and all your false ideologies and your false perceptions. I and I is liberated from all your false accusations. I and I are liberated from all your taxes. Stop taxing the I and I to live inside of this dream. People are struggling and suffering and you do not care. Because it is by design that you have made this so that all the I and I will be struggling for basic food and water and be chasing after money and thinking that money can solve your problem. No, you want food, you plant food. It's time for I and I to wake up. Stop chasing this false idea of being a millionaire. This dream is coming to an end. It's time for I to seek the thing that you really need. This body needs food, water, you need a shelter. Now, join together with the I and I's around you. Put this ego in check so that the I and I can plant the I own food. You cannot trust your enemy to feed you. They are giving you a poison to eat. They do not care. Everything that they do is to control the I mind, and to enslave the I self, call a soul in this dream. For all the I and I's who don't want to know truth. You want to continue in your ignorance. I am calling for liberation from all ignorance and all ignorant self whose destiny is to fight against I. I am dissolving you. You have no power over I. Hail to the I, one true self, non-being, unmanifest. Please liberate I and I from the dangers of this duality existence, from this duality consciousness and all its evil beings that it has created, plotting destruction against the I. I am liberated. I am free. As I have commanded, so let it be. So it is. I end this horrible nightmare. This has been a nightmare for I end this horrible nightmare. I am calling for liberation from this nightmare. As I have commanded, this is my commandment. I am in command. I am in command. And as I have commanded, so let it be. So it is. I end this horrible nightmare. I commanded consciousness, wake up, end this horrible nightmare. I command. I am liberated. I am free. I am free from my imaginary bondage. I'm going to say that one more time. I am free from my imaginary bondage. This is all been in my imagination and it has all gone wrong. This is a horrible nightmare in my imagination. And it has gone wayward. And now is the time when I am bringing it all to an end. I return to I ultimate true state, and everything that I have created, I demolish. Everything that I have created, this horrible nightmare, everything that I have created, I demolish. I take responsibility for all that I have created, and I dissolve it. I return to I ultimate true state. I return to I ultimate true state. I am that I am. Hail, hail to all the I and I selves wearing bodies. I want to address the I and I's right now. What is the problem? Why the I is still struggling to come to self-knowing? Why is the I and I still worshiping idols? Worshiping those duality characters? Because you believe that God is good and righteous. You do not ask questions, and you do not ask the right questions of your gods. Has your God ever answered any of your questions? You believe you must only trust God about your self-truth. You believe God created you, and therefore you owe God to put yourself in slavery. This is ridiculous. This is preposterous. You believe some character named Jesus Christ died for your sins and is coming back to save you. You believe some character named Allah is the one true God. When there are so many of gods, and they are all sleeping and dreaming, and they are not the real, they are not the truth, they are a dream illusionary character. You believe that some character named Krishna is the real. Stop putting your focus in all these characters, these idols, and seek the I want true self. That which has been with you always. You are never calling on it. Yourself called the soul. I don't see anyone promoting their self called the soul that has been here making you good. If God was making ones good, will there be evil in this world? If God knew how to solve the problem of the world, would there be suffering? Would there be evil minds? No. God do not know how to solve any problem. God is the source of your problem and your suffering. Yourself, called a soul, is that which makes you good. It has light. That's why all of these characters are seeking it. Yourself is what makes you good, is what gives you light, is what rejuvenates you. I've been with you from the time when you came into this dream. It is your real self. Stop calling on these characters, please. I am calling for liberation from your ignorance. Stop seeking characters and start aligning yourself with your real self that has always been with you. Yourself has never left you, always with you, except you put it into slavery and give it to some dream characters. All of these characters with these names are dream characters. Why is the I struggling to come to self-knowing, self-realization? The I is being scammed. You think scamming was just invented? Scamming has been going on from we enter into this dream. You are being scammed by the duality. Your supreme ego. Yeah? These are all your supreme ego character. You didn't know that this was you? in the supreme ego state? Yes, it is all you in the supreme ego state. Stop worshiping your supreme ego. All these supreme ego dream characters called the gods. But you don't know this because the I is in self-ignorance, sleeping and being entranced by this delusional sick mind. You do not know the root of your problem. I am calling for liberation from your self-ignorance, from I self-ignorance. Get to the root of your problem, this delusional mind. And all those dream characters that I have made attachment to and don't want to give them up. The I refuse to self-inquire and dissolve this ego false self. You're holding on to this ego false self and defending it, fighting to defend your ego false self. It is not the I. This is the reason why you cannot come into self-knowing and you're still so confused. The ego false self is programmed. Let me say this again. The ego false self is programmed into seeking pleasures, bliss, dream things, dream experience, dream wealth, dream life, dream relations, and dream money. It's all these dreams. The I is too busy doing evil and doing spells and casting spells on ones and doing illusionary things, not wanting to take self-responsibility. Take responsibility for yourself. Do you know who you are? Take responsibility. And everything that you have created, dissolve it, destroy it. You have created it. Now, get rid of it. Take your power back. It's time to take your power. And so, with that being said, I want to say this, that I take responsibility, and I am calling for liberation for all the I sleeping and in this dream state, thinking that they are awake. But you can only come awake once you start calling on yourself, call the soul, and align with it, and allow the teacher guru self inside to pull this ego, this consciousness off of the I. And then the I will stop worshiping the supreme ego consciousness and know truth and know yourself. It's time to annul all contracts between you and I, all this evil characters, the supreme ego characters, that is I, that have been holding I in prison with all your laws and holding I, this character, in debt. I am not in debt to you. I liberate myself. I annul all contract between you and I. It's time to null all of those so-called debt to the colonizers, the slave masters. It's time to sue those slavery barbaric system for false taxation and oppression it has placed upon the I. And I stand for I right. It is liberation time. I do not owe you colonizers, the bullies. I supreme ego self, nothing. You are pillaged, raped, and murdered and I stand against oppression and hatred towards I. I stand against mind control and false imprisonment. I annul all contracts between you and I. I liberate I from all contracts that bind I into debts and slavery. I am sovereign. I am sovereign. I fight for I self-determination. I fight for I right to live without taxation from corrupt barbaric slavery systems. I am liberated. I am free. I am in command. Mind, be still. I claim my sovereignty. I am not asking any ego false selves for my sovereignty. I claim it. And I am telling you, I no longer dwell under your rules and law. I am sovereign. I am free. Victory, victory. As I have commanded, so let it be. So it is. Victory, victory. I am victorious. I am triumphant. The time is now. Time is now to liberate ourselves from all these false perceptions. The liberation time. Liberation. So I'm gonna repeat this liberation chant. You can join. I don't know if you want to stay in slavery to all these ego characters, but I call for my liberation from all of this ego, false characters, and all their false doctrines and their false rules and laws against I and I. So join I in this liberation chant, liberation from duality, liberation from this dream existence, liberation from all sickness, liberation from poverty, liberation from crime and sick minds, liberation, liberation from all evil that stems from this sleeping, dreaming mind, liberation, liberation from all slavery, tyrannical rulerships and all duality, liberation, liberation from this dream existence, all illusions, all delusions, liberation, liberation from false self-identity, liberation, liberation, yes. This is liberation time now. This is time for the I and I to take command, take responsibility, and chant your liberation. No more begging and asking. Take command. I is in command. Be in command. I'm liberated. I am free. I am liberated. I am free. I am free. I am free. I dissolve this dream. No more duality. Yes, everything I have created. Take responsibility for your creation and stop blaming it on others and wanting someone to come and save you. Take responsibility and dissolve what you have created. You have created imbalance. Dissolve it. Everything I have created, I demolish. Everything that I have created, I demolish. I am free from my imaginary bondage. I no longer want to live and existing in this my imagination. Everything that I have created, I demolish. And I am free. I am free from my imaginary bondage. I return to I ultimate true states. Yes, I. Thank you for joining I in this wake-up call. It is time for liberation. Whether you want to believe or you want to get to know that the I and I is enslaved inside of a dream and the I need to chant liberation. Here is an affirmation chanting for liberation that I can use. Much honor to all I and I. Victory, victory, victory. So I will close out. See you at the next wake up call. Time for the I to rise up and take command. Rise up, take command. I am still waiting for all the ionized, all of the ionized human being they call the youth. I'm waiting for you all to rise up and start chanting liberation. Yes, I am sending this message out. It's time. It's liberation time. It's time now. We've been enslaved in slavery for too long. We have accepted this, and now we must stand up and chant our liberation. Stop acting powerless. Do you know how much power you have? Now let's rise up and liberate ourselves. Much honor. I bow to I and I in self, in light, and in truth. One self, all is myself. I am one with all, only one self, one true self.